welcome to yet another episode of the Economic Times Cutting Chai Stories, a series of conversations with CXOs and business leaders over chai or coffee, if that's your preference, brought to you by ET Edge, where we talk about their lives, hobbies, interests, and also touch upon various other topics. The urgency and pressure on business leaders as they navigate the COVID-19 pandemic has been immense. And right now, we are in the midst of the second wave. These business leaders have been constantly monitoring myriad ways to ensure that their respective companies stay on course in the new normal. The incredible demands placed on them makes us often wonder how they have time for family, hobbies, or any personal downtime. And let's not forget that they are mere mortals. This initiative by ET Edge is aimed to create a deeper connection with them and to get a sense of what business leaders of several prominent companies do when they are not in business mode. Today, it's my pleasure to host Arun Attri, Vice President, Information Technology, Wonder Cement Limited. Arun, welcome to the Economic Times Cutting Chai Stories.
Thank you, Ivan, for the introduction, and thanks for having me on the session. I've been having chit chat on the teas. That is something which is very, it's a favorite of mine. That's how I
wonderful.
With the friends.
Yeah. This is that cutting chai that we have outside of office. So it's a very informal conversation to get to know the man behind the designation. So let's quickly jump into this. Let's go down memory lane. If you were to go back to the early years of your childhood, school, or later even college, was there anybody who influenced you in those formative years? And what ambitions did you have then as a teenager?
Yeah, okay. So since you talk about the past, so first of all, I'll start with this, very famous, and I'm sure everybody, once you move ahead in your age and career, you all sometime or other, you always sing one line, "Koi lauta de mere bite hue din," right? So I'll start with that. So those are wonderful memories. So see, as far as past is concerned, I'll just talk about little, because since you touch upon the past, so everything just rewinding in the mind, right? So see, the memories as far as the young age or teenage or childhood is concerned, it's spread across multiple locations for me, and wonderful memories. So I born in a place called Pasighat in Assam, right? And when I born, just before that, the new state of Arunachal Pradesh, came up, and we are from Brahmin family. So when a son born, everybody go to Panditji and ask, what is the name? What is the letter on which name should go? Then he say the name is A.
Okay.
And my one of my uncle from Allahabad, he said, "Boss, let's give a name of Arunachal. अभी नया state bana hai, let's give the name Arunachal." That's how, my original name is Arunachal. I was sharing with you in this conversation.
So Arun is shortened.
Yes, it is shortened, and that's how. So but I spent very less time in. I was very small when we came back to the north. Actually, we belong to a place called Karnal in Haryana.
Right.
Slowly we moved to Punjab, and then multiple cities of Punjab. And my major time of my early days went into Punjab, district Patiala. There's a small city called Rajpura. That's a place. So when it comes to the people who influence, in those early days, and today we are in internet era, right? So
right.
Any growing child you talk about, he has a lot of infrastructure available, and very awareness is very high. They're tech savvy, what they want to pursue, what are the possible options and all, and it's all, you just Google and they keep on exploring the stuff. and rather many a time they know more than their parents, what are the possibilities in going forward for them. But unfortunately, we didn't have that luxury with us, which is today with the kids.
Correct.
So, to be honest, the ambitions and thoughts, kept on jumping from here to there. So yes, there were a couple of personalities in those days. I remember a couple of my teachers, and then cricket has always been the the prime attraction for the youngsters in India, and we were also the same category. So a lot of cricketers were there, who we always look up to, and Bollywood is also another thing wherein you start thinking that you want to be
a Bollywood star,
because that you look at the big screen.
I'm sorry to interject, but I can see where you're coming from, because I am sure right now you're what, you've had 23 years of work experience and more.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's 25 plus.
25 plus, okay. You would have been a dashing young youth while growing up, and don't deny that. So I think you had the looks to probably enter Bollywood also, looking at you now.
No, I mean, see, ambition for me was when I reached to a stage that when you really start thinking about the career, the computers were, or software was always something which I wanted to pursue, and I wanted to become a hardcore developer. In those days, I remember I started my career. Those days, COBOL and all those stuff was there, but I started with database programming and all, and I love to code the stuff. And my ambition was always been that I want to be a developer who keep on thinking new stuff and developing new stuff for the for the organizations. So that's what something which the ambition was there in the mind. Yes, many people influenced, but that's how finally I landed. One point of time I wanted to become a singer also. I used to sing.
Wow.
so but finally it's I landed into where finally I wanted to be in the IT field, in the software field, and that's what my passion.
Wonderful, wonderful, great story. I hope you haven't given up on those passions and still pursue them in the little time that you have as a hobby.
Oh yes, absolutely, and I'm very happy. Both my kids, my daughter, she is 23, and my son is 17. Both of them sing. My son plays guitar, and
there you
my daughter play ukulele. So and that environment is still there, and I just love that.
There you go. What more could you ask for? Okay, let me then come to, since you talked about, and that's where you landed in the IT field. Do you remember receiving your first salary, and how did you spend the money you received from that very first job, that very first salary?
Yeah. So, I mean, those memories are very sharp in here, the first salary. See, as far as my first salary is concerned, just to share with you, I come from a very a lower middle class family. My father was working in a very small organization. Yeah. So at that point of time, while studying in college, I used to work in the night shift, in some small company. It was not for computer, nothing. It was just a kind of a supervisory job, in the night shift. And I mean, not pure night, but evening to midnight or so, And I remember because family needed some money, we needed some money. And because of, my brother is 2 years younger to me. So there multiple requirements were there, study was there. So with some reference, I got the job. And I still remember I used to get 475 rupees per month, so that was the salary. so when that, I mean, I would still call that was my first salary. I mean, of course, when I started my career, formally into the profession where I am, that's a different story. But I call that as my first salary. And when I got that, I remember, I went home and I handed over those 475 rupees to my mom. And mom is very spiritual. Everybody's mom is always spiritual. So immediately she did, she taken out 11 rupees out of that and kept aside for the Mata Rani
Oh, so
thing.
sweet.
And then she said, now you tell, what do you, and she knew, I used to go to that, go to college and that night shift by taking some lift from somebody, and I was badly in need of a bicycle. She
Mm.
told me that I know what is required. You go and buy a cycle. And I remember, I bought a second-hand bicycle with that first salary, and that bicycle was Atlas Gold Line Super, and the green color. I remember with
Wow.
the carrier behind that, and then bicycle I bought from the one of the guy working in that company only. The first thing I did when I bought that bicycle, I removed the carrier, first of all, because I wanted to be, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
look good while
yeah.
so that's how I spent. And also I remember during that day only my younger brother needed some book or some guide or something, and that cost 40 rupees or something, or 35 rupees, 40 rupees. So these are two things I bought from my salary, the first salary. And
Fantastic.
though my friends were after me for a party and all, but which I never gave. At least from that salary, I never gave. And then later on, we enjoyed. Yes.
But
So that's the story. I mean, that's
this is
very.
amazing. This is amazing because at the end of the day, our life is made up of memories such as this. When we look back, when we are young, we don't realize that, and it's so beautiful to have these good memories because they just bring a smile. However small those things are. I think it's wonderful. Thanks for sharing that. And since we talked about memories, let's get on to something. I think it's a little philosophical, but I think you'll be able to. I mean, I want your take on this, and it's about purpose.
No, but
You know,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hope I am not sharing certain things which sound very weird.
No, no, no.
So,
In fact, we are so happy that you're actually sharing this because we don't want to get into the technical aspects of the job, and this is not that kind. It's a cutting chai story, and it's a cutting chai conversation. So please, these are the kind of conversations that are going to make it very rich for all the members of the viewers who will view this video. So please carry on. So I was coming to the next question, Arun, and some people believe that if life has no purpose, then there is no reason for living. While others think that if life has no purpose, that frees a person to find and create and follow their own personal purpose. What is your view?
see, I mean, so in both the aspects what you just mentioned, if you look at, there is some purpose in both the aspects, right? People who think that if there is some purpose in life, or if some people think that if they don't have some purpose, they are free to take up those things to fulfill their purposes in personal space. See, every time, as a life, there is always a purpose whatever you do. Even we breathe, there is a purpose behind it. We are talking, there's a purpose behind it. So according to my view, I mean, there is nothing what we do without a purpose. I mean, whatever you take, your whether you're working, your
Okay,
personal
let me
space,
let me
professional
rephrase
space.
this, Arun. Let me just rephrase this. Probably the phrasing was not correct. A lot of people I have seen tend to, at a very young age, set when I say purpose, I'm talking about a big vision, and then everything is geared up towards achieving that vision. It could be monetary, it could be professional, it could be whatever. There are a lot of people today who say that forget about that. Life is too short. I want to do trekking tomorrow. I want to go on a vacation and spend the next 6 months in touring Europe, or I just want to work with an NGO. It frees them up to do many things. Do you believe that there needs to be a huge, larger purpose, or like you're saying, these small little things can also contribute to your growth and the journey that you're in?
No, definitely. I mean, see, you have to have some fun in life, Ivan, right? So you should not always feel burdened about the stuff which you want to achieve in your career, or in your life, or whatever the purpose may be.
Sure.
I think, and at no at our when we were young, the uh, the the first thing was that you should always have some bigger picture in front of you, what you want to do, and put everything towards that. But when we talk about today youngsters, and even my kids are there, so they, when it comes to their achieving their objectives, they give their 100% there. But yes, they
Sure.
have fun also. I mean, sometimes they say, and that's good. I strongly believe that one should have some break and just relax and go with the flow, and it'll refreshen, or I will say re-energize you for doing certain things better.
Sure. Correct. Well summarized. Okay, what we'll do, Arun, I've got a very interesting segment for you. It's called the one word, one line answer. I am going to ask you a set of questions, and I would like you to answer either in one word or a line. Okay, let's try and get as many questions in as possible. This is fun. So there are no wrong answers. All the answers are going to be right answers because these are your answers. Okay,
I'm
so
very
are you
bad in
ready
short
for
answers, huh?
short? One
I'm very
word?
bad in short answers.
Don't worry. Today you will prove that you're very good at that also. We will rediscover a new talent. Okay, let's go. What's your favorite meal or dish?
Rajma chawal.
Okay. Which is your favorite holiday destination?
It's Kashmir.
Most hated subject in school?
Most hated. It's always the biology.
Ah, oh God. Favorite subject? Favorite one?
Is the mathematics.
Best compliment you have ever received?
I keep on receiving till today. Except my wife, everybody say you don't look like 50. So that's the best compliment I always receive. And whenever somebody say like this, I always tell him, call me at this time when I reach home, and I'll put you on the speaker phone and repeat this, please.
See how I look at 50 and see how you look at 50.
That's a compliment I always get, and thanks for giving
Fantastic.
this compliment again.
No, well deserved. What was your least favorite food or dish when you were a kid, and do you still hate it?
See, I mean, it's not something, any dish I hate or something, but it's less preferred. Yes, there are some less preferred. It's what do you call that? Kattal or something. If you know kattal, I don't
Okay.
know if you what do you call it? I don't know.
Yes, I
That
don't
is
know.
something which.
I'm sure our audience will know. So that's fine. Qatar.
So that I don't prefer, and
Okay.
and also the beans. Beans is something which when it is
Yeah.
in the form of vegetable,
Got it.
beans is something I don't prefer.
Okay. Would you prefer to have more time? Choose one of the two. Would you prefer to have more time or more money?
Of course, time.
Okay. Would you prefer visiting a museum or amusement park?
A museum.
Okay. Would you prefer to live in a peaceful dictatorship or a chaotic democracy?
Very tricky one. Can I pass this question on?
Absolutely. If you were to be stuck in a room for 24 hours, who would you choose to be stuck with? I'm going to give you three options. Lionel Messi, Mother Teresa, or Sundar Pichai?
Sundar Pichai.
Would you rather know a little bit about everything or everything about a little thing?
The first part of this,
Little bit about
if you
everything.
start knowing little bit about everything,
Yeah, I understand. That's
knowing everything about little thing, may take whole life, so
So,
that's how.
yeah. If you could be a kitchen appliance, what one would you be and why?
Kitchen appliance. Okay. The lighter.
Okay,
Light up the gas.
good, good, wonderful. Most admired Indian. Who's the most admired Indian, according to you?
To be our father of nation, Mahatma Gandhi.
Okay. If a movie were to be made on your life, which actor would you want to play you?
Any option?
No.
No? Okay. I would prefer to play myself, as I said in the initial conversation, that one day I wanted to become an actor. So
Yes.
I would love to play myself in the movie.
I like the spirit. I like the spirit. It's never too late to start a second innings in any field. Excellent.
Absolutely. Yeah.
In this segment, last question. Life, just complete this sentence, Arun. Life is incomplete without dash. Fill in the blanks.
Without friends.
Okay. See, you did very well, Arun. You were very hesitant, but you did very well. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Unfortunately, I can't give you, because we are in a virtual space right now, so I can't give you the hamper.
Okay, no problem. I mean,
Okay.
Hearing this I did well is a gift itself. I'm so bad in this one-liner.
Excellent. I'd like to wind this up by asking you one final question, and if you could, in a minute, give us your take on this. Do you have a success mantra, and if there is any such thing, could you share it with us?
See, I think what I truly believe is, as well as success is concerned, it's a journey. It's a process. I would say it's not overnight something which you get overnight. It's a process. And having said so, it's very important. At least what I truly believe is, first is that you should have clear goal in for you. What exactly you want to achieve, want to do, and then of course you should have very clear path and very clear direction that how you're going to achieve that, right?
Sure.
And third thing is you should not wish for success. You have to work on this. It will not come. You're just dreaming it out and success will come. Of course it's a process. It may take some time depending upon what is your strategy and what is your how you carve down your plan onto that.
Sure.
And fourth is in this journey, in this process, definitely there will be some hurdles, there will be some challenges, there will be some obstacles. During those time, it's important for you. You should find out a way to come over from that situation rather than finding excuses to just give up. So that is something which is very important, because no journey is a green path. There is always hurdles and challenges. So, and then last but not the least, you have to be flexible, be adaptive, keep learning new things. The moment you think that this is the way I thought of and I will just follow this, nothing else, that doesn't work. That
Sure.
you can't expect success. And then even if we have all these 4 or 5 things, then it's very important, for individual, that you should keep reviewing your performance as well. Keep assessing yourself, where you are in this journey, and whatever corrective action is required to be taken in that, you should take it early. But you keep reviewing yourself. That's very, very important. So that's what the success mantra to be. But yes, it's a journey. For few people it's long, few people it is short, but yes, everybody has to go through that journey. So that's and that process, I would say.
What a fantastic way to bring a close to this interaction, to this Cutting Chai story. Friends, that was Arun Attri, Vice President, Information Technology, Wonder Cement Limited. Arun, I had a great time interacting with you. You were candid, you were honest, and you gave us a great insight into your life other than that of Vice President, Information and Technology. We didn't discuss anything technical here. Thank you for your time. I hope you had a good time too.